Hello and welcome to Squabble, a noisy quarrel of something petty or trivial. I'm Carter.
And I'm Jacob.
And I'm drinking Chick-fil-A.
You really, you switched up the little intro a little bit, you know?
I did. I said of, didn't I?
Yeah, you said a noisy quarrel of something petty or trivial.
Instead of about.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you
It
gotta...
threw me off. I almost forgot what my line was, which is just my name.
Sometimes you gotta just sprinkle a little spices onto things, you know? You gotta spice things
Well, you
up
actually,
sometimes.
if anything, you took away some spice because you shortened it to one syllable instead of two.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I ruined some people's expectations.
Yeah, some people look forward to this every day.
Yeah,
or every week, I guess.
And I apologize.
Every Monday.
If you look forward to it every day,
You're gonna be
I
disappointed
apologize.
6 out of 7 days a week.
Yes. We have a comment of the week.
Wow.
It comes from Gabe W00D on Instagram, who says, "You know what we really need? We need squabble bobbleheads, only because it rhymes, or some squabble bottles." That does sound good. Squabble bobble.
Squabble bobbleheads, those would be hard to make.
But that would be cool.
Yeah. We'll say if someone donates us $500 on Patreon, we will make squabble bobbleheads.
For just that person?
Just one pair, yeah. And we'll just we'll put them on the set. They can come see them. But you
That
have
would
to
be
donate,
good for
someone
the
has to donate $500. So.
I don't know how I
Get
feel
on that.
about making a bobblehead of myself, you know?
No, I'd gladly do it.
That seems a little...
Well, I'll make yours. You can make mine.
Okay, that's acceptable.
Yeah.
Like if I were to advertise a bobblehead for you
And
you advertise my
for yours.
bobblehead, I would do that.
I would
But
advertise for both.
But advertising a bobblehead for yourself,
yeah.
you know, that's I don't know about that.
I'd do it.
I would do it probably, but my moral compass would take a little bit of a stumble, I think.
Because you'd be a little vain.
Yeah,
I would gladly do it.
But also squabble bottles, that would be pretty cool.
We have lots of bottles up there on the set, so we
squabble
could add
soda
one to it.
I was thinking though, but when you said squabble
could
bottles, I was thinking more of like a canteen, like a water bottle that you carry around.
Oh.
Like a flask.
I was thinking
Not
like
necessarily
like a glass bottle.
Like, oh, I'm going running, got to get my squabble
Your
bottle.
water bottle.
Yeah.
It's like
But maybe we'll do that one day.
Who knows?
When we
Run out of other ideas.
Thanks for that suggestion. If you want to be comment of the week, haven't really talked about comment of the week. We'll just comment on something, anything that you think, and we might pick you to be featured on the show.
Yes.
And this is a good segue about the merch to talk about our merch, which we have. 1 second, let me start the timer real quick.
Again. I'll take over. Our merch, we have some new merch out for our second set of merch. It is hats with our signature catchphrase, Snapulator, in a beautiful red maroon color-ish thing. It comes in 8 different colors. Is that
It's embroidered.
6 or 8 colors.
2. It's embroidered.
It's embroidered. Yeah, it's none of that cheap stuff. It's embroidered on the hat.
Yeah.
With, what, six colors?
Yeah, I think you can get the hats in 6 different colors: white, black,
tan.
Khaki, and stone.
They're actually a big difference. I know it sounds like a
blue and red, which everybody says is stupid. Red on red.
Don't
Are you
get
kidding
red.
me? I kind of like that. That's some people are really into that, like the black on black shirts.
So what did you order a red on red?
I did not. I said some people are into that. Okay,
no one's gonna get the red on red.
Somebody might. Okay, we're still holding out.
Get the red on red. Prove us wrong.
Yeah, get
all colors. Collect them all.
Yeah, they're collectibles. Yes.
Yeah. I personally chose.
The hats aren't necessarily collectibles, but I would say each piece of merch we come out with is a collectible
because it's only out for a limited time.
Because it's only a limited time.
You're wearing
only
some merch
January
right now.
can you order this hat, and it's gonna come.
It's gonna come late. So
since it's
quality.
limited edition, it's more of like a pre-order. When you place your order, we're gonna order all the hats that people want at the end of January.
Yes.
So we'll get them to you probably first week of February, maybe a little bit after that, depending on how many people get. So the more the merrier.
We want quality, so it might take a little while.
Quality. That's not
just quality.
Quality and quantity.
Yes. Buy plenty. They'll all be quality.
Okay. Today's topic.
Yes.
What is the best musical?
Yes. Well, no, that's not today's topic.
Our favorite.
Yeah, our top 5.
Well, what we think is the best.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And not just Broadway. This is any musical. Okay.
Yeah. Anything that has songs in it.
Yeah, sure. Because
look up basically, the definition. We like musicals. I know that's kind of a weird subject. Not everybody's super into that. In fact, you'll probably have not heard of some of the ones on our list. Actually, we both chose pretty basic musicals. You know, we didn't get into any weird ones that no one's heard of.
Yeah. Here's the definition. Okay, so you don't crap on us for picking some movies that you might not consider musical.
No.
A play or a movie in which singing and dancing play an essential part. Musicals developed from light opera in the early 20th century.
I have no light opera.
That's a fun fact. Anyway, yeah, I don't have any light opera. Well, no. I don't know. I haven't thought about that. Anyway, who wants to go first?
I can go first. Yeah, but like I was saying, you might not be super into musicals, and you know what? That's fine. But I'll start my list off with basically it's basically a tribute to like classic musicals, which is La La Land. It's a good movie. It was almost won Best Picture, but then they were like, no way, just kidding.
A recent musical.
Yeah, it's pretty recent. It's got Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone.
Yep.
It's really good. It's got great music. It's kind of like 20s. Is that what it's kind of vibes?
Yeah,
40s, 20s, something like. It's kind of like jazzy. Kind of. It is very jazzy.
Not kind of. It's jazzy. Yeah, it opens up a jazz club.
Yeah, it's really great. It's kind of like classic. Yeah, it's like the most classic you could get while still like being a twist on it. You know, it's kind of like the whole movie is like an homage to like classic movies like that. Yep. You know, like the classic like musicals from like the 50s. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's basically.
I did like that.
It's really good. It is a little slow because it's a love story. So if you might not be into that. But yeah, it's got great music. It's really good. Really well made.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, skip this part or what I'm about to say. Plug your ears. It is not the average. It's not your average ending. And
no, it's sad.
Yeah, it's a sad ending.
The thing is, it makes it seem like it's going to be happy.
Yeah,
they're like reunited. It's like, oh, they found each other, and then they just leave.
Yeah, the two main characters who you think are the love interest of the show. Well, they are the love interest of the show.
Yeah,
they don't end up together.
Yeah,
and
it's sad. And that's what's good. It's like it kind of it throws it for a twist.
Yep.
They do a really good job of using color. They're like they use color in a lot of creative ways. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's
now
a really
I will say
good classic movie.
I'll dash in some negative comments to that. Wow. Okay. Not to be that guy, but I am that guy. That's what the show's about. So I am that guy. Yeah. We're both that guy.
Yes, we have to be.
It's a good first watch.
Yeah.
But it's not a very good second watch. It's definitely not a very good third watch.
I would disagree.
And I would say it's a terrible fourth watch. If you can watch the movie once and you'll love it, but if you watch it again, in my experience, it seems really good the first time and so slow and so boring the second time. And every time I've watched it after that, it's just gotten more and more boring. I think it's because what is most intriguing about it watching the first time is like what's going to happen. It's very slow, but you don't know what's going to happen next. And since it's a love story,
captivated.
And since it's a love story, you're kind of waiting for them to end up together, which is great about the ending because then they don't end up together, and it's like more, your mind is blown. But the second time you watch it, you know what's going to happen. So there's not any like, ooh, that's cool kind of stuff. You know, like you can rewatch action movies and you're like, every time you watch it, you're like, that was awesome. Look at that fight scene, that was great. Yeah. But like when it comes to like La La Land, I don't know. It's not a good second watch in my opinion.
But like. Usually, I know you're saying like it's not super exciting, but what about like the opening scene is like the best scene, probably arguably in the movie.
It's very good, and the dancing is very good, and the singing is very good. And
the piano playing. Ryan Gosling actually played the piano for that movie.
Yeah, he's a good. I did not know that, but he's a good. I don't know. It's not something that when I rewatch it, I get excited for. I rewatch it, and I'm just like, what?
I'll give that to you. It's not for everybody, but I really enjoyed it.
But the first time around, it's really good.
Yeah, if you're big into musicals too, like into that kind of culture, and you love those old vintage type movies, that kind of thing, you'll probably really like it.
Hit my microphone with my Chick-fil-A drink.
I heard that. You can do your number 5 if you want.
Yeah. Oh, and before I move on, bless you.
Thank you. That was a cough, but.
I would say that Jacob's opinion in this category, in this subject, holds a little bit more weight than mine.
Yeah. Carter, neither of us. I'll preface. I think what you're gonna say. Neither of us are that into like musical culture. Like we both really like musicals and we like to be in them.
Yeah, love to perform.
But we don't. We're not like we don't watch all like the classic ones, right? Like we've seen all the Disney ones and like we've seen all like the super iconic ones, but we haven't seen a lot of the old ones.
Okay. Yeah. Like, I mean, I would disagree with that. I've seen a lot. I've seen like Sound of Music, all that.
Well, we've seen a lot of them, but
I was just gonna say that I would rather, in any circumstance, I would much rather be in a musical, just because it's fun. But to watch a musical is almost never entertaining to me.
He hates musicals.
I don't hate musicals.
I really like them.
In no world, in no imaginative universe would I sit down to watch a musical for my own entertainment. Mm-hmm. That's just not, I don't do that. But I love to be in musicals. And I feel like I know what a good musical is. Yeah. And I know what good dance, good choreography and good singing sounds like. But I'm not a huge fan of musicals, honestly.
Yeah. See, I am.
And so I think my opinion, maybe my opinion does hold more value because I'm going to be more strict on the musicals.
Yeah. That's also, I'm going to go ahead and preface. We're not doing the top 5 best, which is like what you said on accident. Because like we don't have a whole lot of like the most iconic musicals, right? Like when you think of musicals, you think of like the really big ones, like the Music Man and like Les Mis and all these really big ones. But we wanted to make it a little more interesting, so we chose some of the ones that that just mean more to us, not necessarily ones that are iconic. Favorites. Yeah, not like the world's best or the world's favorites, but just our personally the ones we like.
If you want to know what the world's favorite are, just go Google it. Okay, you're here for real man's opinion.
Yeah,
two real men's opinions.
Yeah. So with that in mind, we can move on. If you want to.
My number 5, A Lion King.
Yes, very good.
I put this one on the list. Mostly because I was there live.
Yeah, we've seen this one live, and when it was traveling.
I'm just kidding. I was not in it.
You weren't in it. We did do one. We did a production of this.
We did do
5.
I was in a production of Lion King when I was young. I was a hyena.
I was too.
And I was.
I didn't have a
really
line,
good
though.
at my. I didn't have a line either.
Oh, okay. Neither of us had lines.
We were just background hyenas.
Yeah.
We were not the mains, but that's okay. It was still fun. I think I only put this on my list because I did see it, and when you see really a musical live as opposed to like watching it on like a recording of it
on the YouTube,
it is a whole different experience.
It is because something could go wrong at any minute.
Sorry,
you're hitting everybody's mic today, Carter.
I'm sorry.
Stop it.
It is true. Like when you're in a musical and then you watch other people do musicals. Whole different story than if you've never been in a musical and you watch other people do musicals. And the same with watching a recording of a musical, because when you watch a recording of the musical, they're gonna pick the best recording.
Honestly, it's like watching like a weird movie when you watch.
Yeah, they're gonna cut out the worst parts.
I'll take that back. If you know how musicals work, then it still is just as good to watch a recording. But like for someone who just watches a recording of a Broadway musical and watches it as a movie, I feel like it has less weight.
I don't think you get what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's a whole different story to watch someone do it live, because because you can watch all their mess ups. If something does go wrong, you get to watch how they recover, which is a huge part of being on stage, and you get to watch how it's going. But like if you watch a recording, they're just cutting. They're just putting together the best parts.
Fix it.
In post. They're gonna crop the people out that they don't want to see. But if you're watching it live, you get to see everything. You're not just watching a close up of the main character sing. You're watching the whole stage and how everybody else is also interacting. It's a lot different. Yeah. Anyway,
and especially with Lion King, that's a great one to watch live because it's just really good.
Yeah, and I wrote down a couple notes. It's very iconic.
Yes.
Lion King is an iconic one.
Yes.
And so to see it live, I think was cool.
Yeah.
And then the costumes were so cool, except for Timon. If you go and Google Lion King on Broadway, the costumes, you'll be scrolling through and be like,
they're
wow,
amazing.
These costumes are awesome. And then you'll see a picture of Timon and Pumbaa. And you go, wow, cool. Pumbaa looks awesome. And then you look to your right and you're like, what is that?
It's literally like they got a 4-foot stuffed animal of Timon and literally strapped him onto the front of a guy dressed in green.
Yes, this guy. Okay, so imagine this: a guy,
and the guy was great. The actor, he was phenomenal. He was hilarious.
But he's in this green, like a green screen bodysuit. Okay, with his face is painted green, his hair is green. Okay, he's just one green blob. Okay, and then they like sewed a
giant stuffed animal. It wasn't even like realistic. Like it was just like a stuffed animal,
a giant
from the movie.
Stuffed Timon onto the guy's body. Like they sewed his Timon's arms.
And this is like the Broadway one. This was like Broadway was traveling, and this was it. Like this isn't like some like local production.
And the guy was almost as tall as Timon, so I don't know why they didn't just dress him up as Timon, since Timon has like a humanoid shaped body anyway.
Yeah,
it's weird.
And it's not like it was so, another thing about it was so out of place. Like they kind of went for like a realistic thing throughout the whole thing. So they had these really cool like wooden lion heads that would like hover above the people's real heads, and they'd like move with them.
Those were
awesome. It was super cool. And then you got to Timon, and he was just like a
Timon comes on stage. You're like, what?
And even Pumbaa, they like dressed up like the guy as like a Pumbaa, and they like made him like the shape of like a warthog or whatever. And it was really cool. But Timon was just
stupid. Timon. And
yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, but
overall the show was awesome. Yeah,
it was great. And like my favorite Disney character as a kid was Rafiki.
Yeah, Rafiki was really cool in this. It was a she, actually.
Yeah.
But she was really good.
Yeah. And Rafiki's the greatest.
They had these really cool shoes that made it seem like it was like monkey feet instead of shoes, and that was really cool.
Anyway, let's move on. Don't want to get stuck on just this is number 5, guys.
We got my number 4. My number 4 is Seussical the Musical. Now, I know probably not a lot of people know what this is. This is a one that is... This one is not super iconic. I actually did some... Sorry, I had to burp.
Gosh.
Excuse me.
Excuse you.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not going to cut that out.
Please don't. No. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, Seussical. I really like it. It's got great music, but apparently people didn't like this one a whole lot.
Count me in.
What?
I don't like it that much.
Well, first, let me tell you what it is, because I'm sure like I said, it's not super iconic. It's basically every Dr. Seuss story like sewn into one story, and so it's like Horton from Horton Hears a Who as like the main character, and he like goes through, and it's all the stories, and it's got really fun music. It's a really cool, it's like a creative way that they adapted it. Carter disagrees, but I just think it's really cool how they like turned it into something more than just like a kid's book, right? But anyways, yeah, apparently not a lot of people like this. I looked it up, and apparently the Broadway, everyone I watched clips from it on YouTube and stuff, and everybody was like, man, this was such a good idea, but it was awful. And I didn't see the Broadway show, so I guess I've seen clips of it on YouTube and stuff, but I've never really seen like a really good, even like a local production of it, right? So I guess I haven't seen the full thing in its entirety in one sitting. I was in one though. I was in a production of it, so I guess that counts. But
I have a question.
What? It's good. I know. I've just been going on and on. I know Carter's just hating it.
Okay, I will say my question. I don't like the musical that much. It's kind of I don't really know why I don't like it. I don't know.
It's got great music and it's fun. It's not like it's boring.
It's a little boring.
What? Boring? It's got some of the greatest songs.
I don't know. I just don't feel involved in a Dr. Seuss. I mean, Dr. Seuss's books are 5 pages for a reason.
Well, that's why there's a lot of them in the show.
Because you lose interest after that. But my question was, the man who sold the hats. Okay, it's a little like a child's book, and all the hats stacked on top of each other. Was that Dr. Seuss?
Yes,
it was.
Yes.
Why wasn't he not in the musical?
No, he didn't. No, you mean the guy that sold it, like the monkey stole them.
Yes. No. He sold the hats, and he had hats stacked on top of each other, and he would sell each hat until he had just one hat.
I think there is a Dr. Seuss book like that, but I don't think you're thinking of that one.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, the guy with all the hats, no, he's not in the show. It's not every Dr. Seuss book. That would take forever. He wrote
they
so
should
many.
Make a musical of the guy with the hats. Anyway, yeah, didn't like that one very much. I was also in a theatrical production of that. I was a monkey. So
yeah, I was
a Wickersham brother.
Yeah, they're the best characters in the show, arguably.
Thank you, but I didn't like it.
Well, I think it's a great show.
My number 4 was way better.
I don't know. I would beg to differ in quality of the show.
It squishes your show like a bug.
Yours is a lot more iconic. Yours, like I said, there's not a lot of iconic musicals in here, but this one is
Like, we don't have to put this one up to a vote. Mine's so much better. Wicked, okay? This is a great show, which I also saw live, which is another reason why I put it on my list.
Mm-hmm. It is really good.
Oh, yeah. I was reading my notes, and I was like, what does that mean? Sometimes I can't remember why I wrote that down. No, I do have a funny story about this, though. I think we were in Memphis when we watched this live. Well, our friend came with us, Adam. His name's Adam. And he's sitting next to me, and we're watching the show.
I'm sitting on the other side of him. I was there too.
Yeah, and he leans over, and he's like, I have to pee. And I was like, okay, we'll go to the bathroom. And he's like, I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, and this wasn't even that far in the show. This was before the second act. Yeah, well, it was the end of the first act. This was like the last song beginning of the first act. No, it was through the first act.
Okay, yeah, but very much so in the beginning, he says he has to pee. Yeah. And I was like, well, just go. And he's like, I don't want to miss anything. So I was like, well, whatever, dude. Just sit there then. Don't talk to me about your pee. So like midway through the show, he leans over and he's like, I really have to pee. I was like, then go. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go pee. Because it was like a slow song comes on. And it was like a solo and a slow song.
Well, so we thought. It started out as a slow solo.
And he was like, I'm going to go pee right now because it's slow. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, I think all the important parts and all the cool parts are past. And I was like, yeah, I would bet so too. This is a slow song. So he runs off. As soon as he leaves his chair, as soon as he leaves the theater.
Yeah.
The song that was supposed to be slow becomes like the best part in the entire musical.
It's the defying gravity, that like the climax of the witch's story.
Yeah, there's like flying monkeys. There are these cool special effects that are like literal fires coming off the stage.
Well, she just flies. She starts flying.
It's like this super cool scene, coolest part in the whole show. Yeah, literally as soon as it's over, as soon as all the coolness fades, Adam comes back and he sits down. And he's like, did I miss anything? I couldn't even begin to think about like what I was supposed to tell him about what he missed.
Yeah,
and that is funny to me. But that made the musical all the more better. All the better.
It made it better. Just forget all that.
Yeah. And yeah, special effects were awesome. Yeah. The costumes and stuff were awesome. I love the story on that one. Like the kind of reversed view of Wizard of Oz type thing. Yeah. That's good. I recommend watching that if you haven't.
My only thing is this one's iconic. It's really good. My only thing is, and this might just be my memory fading because it's been a while, and so now I only really listen to the song. I mean, I don't watch it anymore. But I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, like I don't remember the second half at all. I remember the first act being really awesome, and what I remember of the second act was really boring. I feel like all the iconic fun stuff happened in the first act, and the second act was terrible. Well, not terrible, just really, really bland.
I would need to rewatch it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's just what I remember. So maybe it wasn't exactly the second act, but I just remember the tail part of the show was really boring, and I did not want to be there at that part. I remember the first act was like, I was like, wow, this is awesome, and then the second act, I was like, these songs aren't as fun. They're not even that good. They're just kind of slow, boring songs. Yeah. And not boring like just because they're slow. They're just like not very good. You know, they're nothing to write home about. Okay. And I just didn't want to be there. But maybe sense. I'd have to revisit it. That's the only reason that it's not on my list. While I do really like the show.
Just some. I also have some nostalgia that comes with Wicked.
Oh, okay.
Because Alex, our sister, used to sing. What song were you just talking about?
Loathing, not Defying Gravity. She didn't sing Defying Gravity. She sang Loathing.
I think she did at one point. Anyway, Loathing, yeah, one of the songs from the musical. That's the one between the good witch and the bad witch. With her friend at like competitions and stuff, and we would just watch. And I like memorized the song by memory because I'd have to listen to it so much. So it comes with a certain amount of nostalgia, which weighs a lot when you.
Yeah, well, that's why Sioux School is in mine because I did Sioux School. I was like 11. I was the main little kid. It was the first time I've ever gotten the lead role in the show.
A main part.
So I really like it. But not only that, like I said, I still revisit the songs and I really like it. I think it's really fun and I think it's unlike a lot of other musicals. So that's it.
Okay. Okay. What's your third?
My number 3. I think we have the same 3. My number 3 is Newsies.
My number 3 is also Newsies.
Yeah.
Jinx.
I just really like this show because, once again, the songs are great. Yeah. Actually, the movie, for some reason, this one also, probably, it's a relatively new musical. It was like, it wasn't that long ago. But,
okay, sure.
I mean, it's not been around since like the 90s, you know, like some of these other
ones. Not as new as
La La Land. You know, it was not
as old as
it was late 2000s. So I mean, anyways, it's pretty good. We have a nostalgia about this one because my mom was obsessed with the movie for some reason. But she really likes musicals as well. She passed that love down to us. And she really loved Newsies for some reason, like the old movie with Christian Bale.
Yes,
and so we watched
Christian
that.
Bale. I put that as a note. Disney movie adaptation with Christian Bale.
Okay, well that's what I was getting at. It's not the adaptation. The adaptation is the Broadway show. It started out as a movie.
Oh no! I thought it started off as a musical.
No,
Let me look
the movie was no. I guarantee you, the musical.
The musical.
I either say the music or the musical. The movie came out in like the 90s, and it was like it was the first thing. So yeah, we were obsessed with that, and so then once we realized it was put into a Broadway musical, we loved that just as much. It's on Netflix currently. It's really great. I watched it all. I've watched it a lot. Sea Carter, the movie came out first, 1992. Newsies.
You're right. Touche. Okay.
The show came out 2011. So yeah, it's relatively new. Yeah, it's really good. It's got great dancing. It's a really dance-heavy show, so especially if you are a dancer or even just like to watch dancing, you'd really like it. And the singing is just as good. The songs, it's a really great show, and it's historical.
Yeah, you're reading my notes and saying what
I did
had
say.
written
I was gonna say that too.
Well, why does my notes say historical, great songs, great dancing?
Because those are just that's literally how you sew up any musical.
And I have a note that says Christian Bale starred the movie adaptation, which you also talked about.
Yes, I did.
So I guess I don't have anything else to say. Thanks a lot.
No, go. Why do you like it?
Because of everything you said. It's good. It's a good movie. It's good. Forget it. We're moving on.
No. What were you gonna say?
Everything you said. It's too late.
Okay. Do you like the movie or the musical better?
The movie, probably. What? Well, I don't know.
Serious?
Yeah, Christian Bale. And okay.
The movie's kind of boring after.
Let me talk about something. Why did Christian Bale? Why did they make him wear a cowboy outfit? I hated it so much.
I know the whole thing is he wants to be like quote unquote a cowboy, but like I want to be a cowboy.
I want to be a cowboy, baby.
But no, yeah, it's really weird. They just, it's Disney movies, so it's kind of over the top, and they just toned it down, made it a little bit more realistic in the musical version, and that's why I like that better.
Musical version is good.
Yeah, like the movie version, he's just like singing the song, his main song, his ballad, and he just like finds a random horse and like gets on it.
He does.
Just starts riding away. And the people that own the horse are like, "Hey, come back!" And he just rides away with the horse.
He's just, "I'm gone,"
and then he just hops off it later. So
they probably couldn't have done that in the movie.
In the musical, they could have gotten a horse on stage.
Okay, let's go on to number 2, shall we?
Okay, I guess. You want me to go first, or you do first?
What? You want to go first? I'll go first. Since you've gone first, I think every time. Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. This is a very spicy musical.
This is edgy.
This is. If you haven't seen this musical, I recommend watching it if you like gore. This is a gory one.
Yeah, this is a dark. Yeah. Really, it makes you think.
Oh yeah.
It's it makes you think about your morals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Johnny Depp stars in it, so what else do you need, really, to watch it?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just kidding. Some people really hate Johnny Depp. Some people think he's
I understand why people don't like him, because he is the same in every movie. Every character
goes for so many, though. So I would say he is a good... I like Johnny Depp.
I like him, too.
And he's really good in this musical, at least. One of the great things about this musical is, like, it's such a dark musical. Yeah. Dark theme, dark message, but like it's got this underlying dry humor.
Yeah, and it's because it's very self-aware. It's not just trying to be edgy. It knows it's dark and edgy.
Basically, here's a synopsis. Sweeney Todd, that's the guy's name. He was a barber, okay, but he got accused of. Did he get accused of killing his? No, somebody stole his wife.
Well, they just killed her.
Yeah, and so like he left, but then he came back as a barber. Well, he already was a barber, but now he's a barber, and but nobody recognizes him.
He wants to get revenge on the guy that killed his wife, so he becomes a barber, and he's trying to become a really good barber so that the guy would come to his shop so he could kill him and make it seem like an accident.
Right, but then he finds an inconvenient, that's not the word I'm looking for.
Convenient. What do you mean?
He finds this girl who lives below his barbershop and has a meat pie shop, but her meat pie shop is doing terrible. Well, turns out that human tastes good. And so he starts killing people who go to the barbershop, and she starts cooking them and selling them.
And not telling anybody that's human.
Yeah, not telling people that, obviously, into these great meat pies. So she becomes like the world's best meat pie shop, and whatever, and he becomes a super famous barber.
But then eventually he realizes that he goes to this whole thing and he starts to think that everybody in the world has done something bad and everybody deserves to die. So then he just starts killing everybody that comes into his barbershop because he thinks everybody's a bad person.
And then until eventually he deserves to die.
So he kills his girlfriend lady because he thinks she's a bad person too. And this little kid that was staying for them for some other reason comes in and kills Johnny Depp because the little kid saw him kill his wife.
Yeah, but Johnny Depp lets the little kid kill him.
Yeah, he's kind of given up. He's just sitting there.
Anyway,
it's really dark. Yeah,
but it's also,
and you've basically just seen the whole movie now, so you don't even need to watch it.
It's also pretty funny, and it's good. And
Snape is in it.
Yes, Snape. It's really different than a lot of other musicals you'll watch, and I think that's why it's so good.
We just basically told you the whole movie though, so like I said, don't even watch it.
Spoilers. Just listen to that. Just keep watching it. It's good. I mean, it's so old. It's not that old, but it's older, so you can't really say no spoilers.
Yeah, I haven't seen it on Broadway before. I don't know.
And another thing, the characters have so much depth in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, and so they're also like self-aware, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good movie.
It is very good.
Good songs.
You want me to give you my number 2?
Yeah, what's your number 2?
My number 2, I don't want to say it's controversial because it's not. It is a musical, obviously, but it's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, it's not on Broadway. It's never been on Broadway. It's not even been turned into a stage show, So I just have, but I have to say, I think it would be an awesome stage show. I think it should definitely be taken to Broadway. The only problem is it's like a holiday show.
Right.
So it might be kind of difficult.
I mean, Elf is Elf went
to
Broadway.
White Christmas.
Yeah.
I think that's a musical, but that's a movie. It's not it might be on Broadway. I don't know. Regardless,
it's good.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
Tim Burton.
We got
two Tim Burtons on here.
Is Sweeney Todd? Yeah, it's John. It's got Johnny Depp in it, of course. It's Tim Burton.
Tim Burton.
This one's
Johnny
also kind of dark. It's a Disney animated movie, so it's not that dark, but it's kind of creepy like Tim Burton's movies are, and it's really good. It's about Halloween. It sounds really stupid.
It does sound really stupid if you.
But it's like the town of Halloween. Everybody's in it, and they discover Christmas, and it's really cool though.
They discover Christmas Town.
Yeah, and they accidentally destroy Christmas while trying to recreate it because they think it's awesome. But
they ruined Christmas.
So, yeah, it's really good.
But then they embrace their Halloween.
And it's got arguably the best villain ever, and the best villain song of all Disney movies.
Which one?
Oogie Boogie.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
He's the best villain.
I'm gonna go for him as Halloween.
And he's got a gruesome death, dude. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
He has a gruesome death.
The Boogeyman.
Yeah, the Boogeyman.
You said Oogie Boogie. I guess that is his name. Oogie
the Oogie Boogie Man.
Okay, it's really good, and the claymation.
Yeah, it's really claymation, so it's really cool. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I think it's really
I like that style.
Awesome.
That's
number
good.
one.
Number one already. Drum roll for me. Shrek the musical. I'm not doing it for the memes, okay? I'm serious. This is a great music. This is a genuine great musical. Forget the memes, okay? I know Shrek is Shrek, okay? But this is an actually good, heartfelt, funny musical with a good message.
It is.
Good characters. Yes, Shrek as a main. Okay.
Yes.
Good songs, good dancing. It's this all around. This is good.
Yeah,
okay?
And I have to say right now, I know you're all thinking Shrek the music. That sounds like the stupidest thing in the world. It knows what it is. It's a comedy.
Yeah,
it's a comedy.
It is a comedic musical.
It's not. It doesn't turn itself into a meme. It's not that self-aware. But it knows it's Shrek the musical, right? So it is. It's funny. It doesn't take itself too seriously.
But it is.
But it is
really
so
good.
Yeah.
Costumes are great. The comedic. Yes. I don't know who directed this, but they were a genius when they first put this on Broadway. So funny. What's Lord Farquaad? Okay, if you've seen the movies, you better have seen the movies. If you've seen the movies, Lord Farquaad's like a midget. He's like really short, and he does all this stuff to compensate for his shortness. It's funny. Well, in the Broadway, they just get like a normal size guy.
He's actually a really tall dude. He's like
really tall.
Something.
But his costume makes it look like they like put fake legs.
He's on his knees and he has fake legs, and it's really hilarious.
And he moves his ragdoll fake legs around. Funny.
It's so funny.
And the costumes are great. Like if you see Donkey, he's hilarious. The actors are really, really good.
Yeah, they really are.
The songs are really good, and there's good songs where you hear it and you're like, that person sang really well. But like the songs in Shrek are not only good and they sing really well, but they're like impressive to sing.
Yeah.
Like the breath control that Donkey has to sing any of his songs are like crazy. and it's really good. All of it. The whole show is really good. And the special effects are good too, like turning Fiona into...
Yep. And there's a giant dragon.
Yep, there's a dragon. That's really cool. Really cool scene.
Yeah.
I recommend going to watch it. It used to be on Netflix.
I think it still is. I don't know.
So
but
if it's still on Netflix,
watch it. It's good. My number
Danny
one.
Phantom. Danny Phantom.
That should be a musical.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
yes.
Our next episode is movies that should be turned into musicals.
That is a good
down.
episode. I'll write that down.
My number one is it's another pretty iconic. I mean, it's a big musical. You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. It's been around for a long time.
That is a good one.
This is another one. Like I said, my mom was hers was Newsies. That's the show she was obsessed with it. She loved that. This is the show my dad really loved. He always loved You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. And I have to say, it's really good. The music is hilarious.
If you wanna speed through this one, I got an honorable mention I need to get to.
Oh, okay. Anyway, it's Charlie Brown. Everyone knows what Charlie Brown is. It's really good. Snoopy's hilarious. The whole thing. It's also impressive. The whole show only has 6 characters and like only 6 people. Like no ensemble, no background people. Only 6 people the entire show. They're all like supposed to be really, really little kids, and it's really funny. So yeah, I know you're waiting to get to your thing, so I'll let you go for it. But that's my number one.
That is a good one.
Yeah, it's my favorite. I love it.
Snoopy's really funny in that.
Snoopy is hilarious. It's got great songs.
Okay. SpongeBob the Musical. This isn't on my list of 5, but it is an honorable mention. Probably on my 6. And if I were to watch the whole thing through, it would be somewhere on my list, I'm sure.
The only problem is, it's really new, so there's not a whole lot of clips of it. You can find like only songs.
Yeah,
so.
Which the songs are good, but I don't know if they've already taken it off Broadway, but if they haven't, they're planning on doing it because apparently it's not making enough money.
Yeah.
Come on, people.
Go watch if you live in New York.
I understand that if they were to come out with this musical 2 years from now or 3 years from now, I think it would be a huge hit. But right now, everybody who lives in New York and has the money to go watch musicals all the time, okay, they're people who, the people who would appreciate a SpongeBob musical right now in our age don't have the money to travel to Broadway to watch that movie, okay, or watch that musical. But in our community, okay, and the generation that has no money, we would love to see that musical.
Yeah, right.
Okay?
I would love it.
Just hold the script back in the back.
It is kind of weird. You could probably alter it a little bit.
Wait and reopen it in a few years when the SpongeBob loving generation has excelled, okay? Because I haven't talked to a single person that would hate that musical, except for maybe older people who don't have the same appreciation for SpongeBob.
Or just people who, like, those silly kids who weren't allowed to watch SpongeBob.
Oh, silly kids. Gosh.
I was going to say stupid. I didn't want to offend anyone. So I just said silly.
It is reasonable to keep your kids away from SpongeBob.
But I just feel bad for you, and I think it's silly.
Once you get out on your own, watch some SpongeBob. It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Okay. I think that's all.
That's your honorable mention? I thought he was going to talk about how he hated Les Mis.
I hate Les Mis. But we're running out of time, so let me. Since you said that, let me sum it up. I hate Les Mis. Why? Musicals can have lines that aren't saying. Okay, they sing about every freaking thing they're doing. I'm walking on the beach. I see a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Nothing even rhymes.
Well, okay.
Nothing rhymes.
It does, but
no. They have a ballad about everything they do.
But it's got Hugh Jackman.
Not once do they say something without a guy playing a violin in the background, okay? Just say you want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Why you don't sing about the jelly in the sandwich that don't rhyme.
Maybe that's why you don't like Seussical, because Seussical is like 90%.
You can have a little bit of script, okay? Write a script. Okay, the whole thing.
That's the style, Carter. That's why I said musicals stem from operas. Operas don't have lines.
Some do.
No, I don't think so. I think that makes it not an opera.
We have to end this before we go over way too much.
And stick to the script. Don't spice things up like you did with the intro.
How about this? Thank you for tuning in. See, I usually say thanks, but I added a little you. Feel free to follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
At Squabble Podcast.
We have a Patreon link in the description below. Don't forget to like.
You added a below. There he goes again.
I did add a below. I sometimes add it. The ending is a little looser than the intro. Yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow.
Because I always cut in and say things. So it's hard to stick to the script.
It really helps us out. You can also listen to us on iTunes, YouTube, or our website.
SquabblePodcast.com.
Where you can also find more of the Squabble Empire.
Yes.
check out our merch. It's on our Instagram and Facebook page.
Check out our
merch.
Do it.
Collect them all.
Yes, buy all 6 colors. And
the money is going to a fantastic cause.
I will personally shake your hand, stare you in the eyes, and say thank you very much if you buy all 6.
Wow.
I'll give you a hug too.
Unless you live like in China or something.
Then we'll FaceTime you.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll FaceTime. I would love to FaceTime somebody.
But only if you buy
China.
6 hats.
I would love to live to China. Live to China. I'd love to live till I get to
Thanks
China.
again.
Thanks again. And we will snap you later.